Border Song by Elton John. This is Democracy Now!, democracynow.org, The War and Peace Report. I'm Amy Goodman with Juan Gonzalez.
Well, over a week after Israel's deadly assault on the Gaza-bound humanitarian aid flotilla that left 9 Turks dead, questions remain about exactly what happened on the Mavi Marmara on the other boats that fateful Monday morning. President Obama addressed the incident during a joint press conference with Palestinian Authority President Mahmoud Abbas on Wednesday. He expressed his support for an investigation that, quote, met international standards, and said it was, quote, in Israel's interest to make sure that everybody knows exactly how this happened so that we don't see these kinds of events occurring again. Obama also described the situation in Gaza as unsustainable.
We saw the tragedy with the flotillas, something that I think has drawn attention all around the world to the ongoing problems in Gaza. As part of the United Nations Security Council, we were very clear in condemning the acts that led to this crisis and have called for a full investigation. And it is important that we get all the facts out. But what we also know is that the situation in Gaza is unsustainable.
Well, Israel has refused to agree to an international investigation, has also tightly controlled the images of its naval raid on the flotilla, seized almost all of the photographic and video equipment of the passengers aboard the ship, also jammed all communications as they were raiding the ships. But a handful of people were successful in smuggling out some of their video and photographs. Yesterday, we brought you the Australian reporters with the Sydney Morning Herald. Kate Carity had managed to get out some of her photos. We showed them, and you can go to our website online at democracynow.org. Today, in a Democracy Now! Global exclusive, we bring you a sneak preview of previously unseen raw footage from the Mavi Marmara that will be formally released at a news conference today at the United Nations. The footage shows the mood and the activities on board the Mavi Marmara, the time leading up to the attack, and the immediate reaction of the passengers during the attack, as well as a number of the injured passengers, a number of the passengers who were shot. For more, we're joined here in New York by filmmaker and activist Yara Lee. She directs the Cultures of Resistance Network and was one of the few Americans on the Mavi Marmara ship. Her equipment was confiscated, but she did manage to have smuggled out an hour's worth of footage. Yara Lee, welcome to Democracy Now! Describe that day.
We were prepared for confrontation, but we never thought it was going to be this kind of violent, disproportionate violence confrontation. So the women were going to scream, the men were going to push and kick. But when we saw commandos coming down the helicopter and all these Zodiacs full of Navy soldiers coming just around, it was just, we had no words. And it started at 11. We noticed the 2 Navy Israeli ships.
That's 11 p.m.
Yeah, it's 11 p.m. We were in the middle of international waters. And then around 4 a.m., the assault started. And apparently their trademark is silence.
As you're talking, we're going to be playing some of the video. And for radio listeners, you can go to our website at democracynow.org. Continue, Yara.
And so the Zodiacs came and surrounded, and the helicopters had the commandos coming down. And it was chaos, total chaos. The women were told to go downstairs and stay quiet and calm. And, you know, I was very concerned about my cameraman, my friends, so I went up. And by the time I went up just to see what was going on, I already saw many injured and dead bodies. It was terrifying. In the media room, the journalists were trying to hide there. But at the end of the operation, we had all our equipment confiscated. During the raid, all the people had their cameras and videos, and but unfortunately, everything got confiscated.
When you say you went up, that means that you were down in a lower deck before as the attack unfolded, and your cameraman was on an upper deck?
Yes, everybody was roaming around, and everybody has their cameras and their video cameras, so everybody was documenting. It's just that nobody was able to bring the footage out or the photographs out.
When you show the video of the helicopters above, and we're showing that now, we see that there is, and we can hear below, the sound of an explosion. What was happening there?
I can't give you all the technical information about what is rubber bullet sound, what is, live ammunition, but obviously they came with live ammunition, and minutes afterwards we had the megaphone in our rooms, in every room in the ship, saying, stay quiet and calm, they're using live ammunition, there's no way we can resist, they are taking over the ship, just stay calm and don't resist at all, The other boats, they used rubber bullets and tear gas. They didn't kill people, but in our ship, they came to kill.
The issue of these explosions, several people have told us that the explosions occurred and even some shooting before any soldier landed on the boat. Is that your recollection, or do you know for sure?
We didn't have guns. We were, grabbing chairs, and the boys were taking like whatever they could get hold of, like broomsticks and so forth. And it was just completely disproportionate, and the injuries and the dead people started happening very quickly, to the point that, you can see here in the footage, they managed to get hold of some Israeli soldiers, but obviously we were so brainwashed about non-violence as our methodology that we didn't kill any of the Israeli soldiers. We actually, when they got injured with the commotion, they actually got treated by our passengers. But the megaphone kept saying, we are civilians, don't use violence, and we have extremely injured people, we need medical help, because we were not prepared medically to take care of like dead people. But we were ignored, and a lot of people who were injured actually ended up bleeding to death and died.
Describe that, because this is the footage as the narrative was laid out over the days. We, of course, did not see, although the Israeli military has all of it in their possession. This footage that you have shows one person after another being dragged out and attempts at treating them. Describe the injuries that you saw.
As I said, I was going up and down, just trying to get an overview and making sure some of the people I knew were okay, and it was very chaotic. I just know that when they call us like a hate boat, this is insane, because obviously we were there to bring humanitarian aid to Gaza, and they were the ones using live ammunition, to the point when they did the autopsy, the people who are found dead, they had like 30 bullets. So can we say the Israeli Navy and the commanders, they came to play ball with us? No, they came to kill. They wanted to take over the ship. And we were actually, according to some research, the ship was even fleeing because we didn't want this kind of like heavy confrontation. But they came in the middle international waters and overpowered us.
We're showing some footage now, which I want to describe for our radio listeners, of a clearly wounded man. He's on the ground. He's been wounded in the chest, and they are trying to treat him on the ground of the ship. Let's listen to this. And what was that?
All the passengers are sitting down.
And now we see a woman speaking.
Stand here. We are civilians, taking care of injured people. Don't use violence. We need help for the people. Don't use violence against the civilians.
The woman saying, don't use violence against the civilians. People are sitting. We have many injured people. Please don't attack. And that is the video footage.
Yes, I think the miscalculation was that the Israelis thought by jamming our satellite system, the world would not